Hi, Prachi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Hi, Nandini. Okay. Yes, we meet again, Nandini. You're so funny. Okay, let me just turn on the camera. Oh gosh. I have a bad headache today. Okay. Um, did you guys, Nandini and Prachi, did you check out my YouTube channel by any chance? There's a lot of training content there. Yeah? Did you watch any videos? Okay. And what's your feedback for me? How come you don't like talk? How come you don't unmute yourself and talk? Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna wait for the others to join. Oh, really? Do you think that'll help you? I'm glad. I'm glad, Nandini. But you don't seem like an introvert. You speak quite well. Oh, hello, Rohan.
Good
Hmm.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening. You prefer someone? What does that mean? Hi, Prachi. Good evening, Chandrapole. Hello, Prachi. Good evening, Nitesh. Did you suggest the video to somebody? Hello, Nitesh. Hi, Tejas. Okay, Tejas, I want to tell you something. I have a splitting headache today and I've just taken a pill. So please go easy on me today.
Hello,
Specifically,
ma'am.
hi, Poppy. Guys, I'm not feeling well today. I have a very, very bad headache. I think it's a migraine. So I've just taken my medicine, but right now, ginger tea. Oh, thank you, Nandini. I just have a splitting headache right now. Okay. Chandra Bhole Singh. Are you good friends with Tejas? Or are you just like classmates or something?
मैम मैम वी आर क्लासमेट्स मैम. चंद भोले, तेजस, नीतेश और मैं.
Okay. Not friends?
जी मैम. मैम ऑल द फ्रेंड्स मैम.
Okay. But yesterday they were fighting Chandra Bhole and Tejas.
मैम वो तो रैंडम मैम चलता रहता है मैम. फ्लैट मजाक करता हूँ उससे, तेजस से.
Oh.
मैम तेजस मेरी क्लास का सबसे अच्छा लड़का है मैम।
सबसे अच्छा मतलब?
मतलब सबसे अच्छा है मैम, उससे अच्छा लड़का मुझे नहीं दिखता मेरी क्लास में कोई।
Why does that sound like sarcasm? आज की क्लास रहने देते हैं। शक्ल दिखाना अपनी। अरे वाह 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 वाह, वेरी गुड नितेश. Nandini, am I seeing you for the first time? Do you turn on your camera for the first time? Yeah. Oh. Okay, guys, let's turn on the camera, everyone. Good evening, Manjar. iPhone Namrata. Let's turn on the camera. Everyone,
Good
let's
evening,
turn on
ma'am.
the camera. Oh, sorry. Hi, Ayush. Okay, guys, let's start. Okay, do we have any questions from yesterday? Do we have any questions from yesterday? No? Okay. I think I'm coming down with something.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Ayush.
Ma'am, this is my first class, so I didn't have joined previous classes. So,
Okay.
is there any effect of any study?
Any preparation for this class?
No, ma'am, ये मैं पहला क्लास है, ठीक है, तो मैं इसके पहले क्लास नहीं किया हूँ. तो
हाँ.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैम मेरे को आगे से कोई असाइनमेंट आप देंगे तो फिर नहीं कर सकता मैं, ऐसा वैसा कुछ.
असाइनमेंट तो है. इसका
मैम,
नहीं है एक्चुअली, दूसरे वाले का है. बट व्हाट आई विल डू इज, आयुष, आई एम पेस्टिंग अ लिंक इन द chat box. That link has all the recordings for the previous session, so you can go watch those recordings later. Hi, Harshika, you are
Sure,
late today.
Sorry, ma'am.
It's okay. Only I am not allowed to be late. Everyone else is allowed to be late. All right, guys. So, how is everyone today? Good. Great. I'm not well. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Anything related to grammar? A little Nandini. Good evening, Ravi. Where's Ravi? I don't see Ravi today. Good evening. Hi.
Yeah, ma'am, this is my first class.
Oh, yours also. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Those of you who are attending the first class today, guys, I am pasting a link in the chat box. This has the recording for all the previous sessions. So if you want, you can go watch the previous classes also. Otherwise, you can just attend this one, okay? Today is the last class for grammar, guys. So today, in terms of language, fluency and grammar, today is the last class. And then next week, Monday onwards, we'll focus more on pronunciation and accent, basically accent neutralization. You want to do this? You want to do articles, Nitesh? Okay. Okay, I'll teach you articles. Okay, guys, so Nitesh is saying he wants to learn about the article. So let's start with that. So basically, there are two types of articles. So articles are divided into two parts. One is the definite article and then the indefinite. So definite article means something specific or something particular. So definite is the, and indefinite is something general, not something specific. So that is generally a or an. So first, let's understand when to use definite and when to use indefinite. When you are talking about something specific, for example, when you are saying that that is the tree that is in my garden, or that is the tree where I generally climb, or that is the tree that is my favorite. So when you're talking about something specific, that is the man who hit me. So you are pointing to something very specific, the Taj Mahal. So the Taj Mahal is something different. I'll tell you about this also, for example. That's a good thing that you brought up, Nitesh. Please just give me 1 second, okay? The sun, yeah. Just give me 1 second. Gosh, I'm feeling very, very unwell today, guys. Okay. So when you're talking about something very specific, like that is the teacher who hit me, that is the man. So you're talking about somebody in particular or something in particular. That's when you use the. And when you're talking about something general, for example, that is a tree, and it can be any tree. Then you are not being specific and using anything, any tree. So not one particular tree or one specific tree. That is the major difference between the and a. Now, when Nitesh said the Taj Mahal, one thing you guys have to understand, guys, is that we never ever use the with a name. We never use the with a name. For example, we can never say that is I am from the India. We can never say I am from the Pakistan, for example. We never use the with a name. The only exceptions are the United States of America. That too, because you are saying the United States. So you're talking about states in general. That's why you say the United States of America, but you still never say the America, right? So there is the United States of America, the United Kingdom. So anytime it is if you're talking about states or a collection of countries. Do you remember when we discussed UK? I told you that UK is not England. UK does not equal to England or Britain. UK is a collection of countries, which is Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. So it's 4 countries. So that's why we say the United Kingdom, and then we use the, but we would never, yeah, Nitesh, I'll tell you about that also. So we would still not say the England or the Scotland, the Ireland. We would still not say that. We only say the United States of America, the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands. Yeah, the Netherlands also. By the way, guys, even I didn't know this. When I went to the Netherlands, I was in Amsterdam. So I went to Amsterdam thinking I was going to the Netherlands. And when I went to like a gift shop, I saw a fridge magnet saying Holland. So I asked my friend, who is also from Europe, she's from Croatia. So I asked her, I was like, we are in the Netherlands. Why do they have magnets saying Holland? I didn't know that Netherlands and Holland are the same country. So the Netherlands also has the name Holland. So Holland and the Netherlands, it's the same thing. I don't know why. Okay. So that is just something that I'm letting you know. And the people from the Netherlands or Holland are called Dutch people because they speak Dutch. Dutch and Deutsch are 2 different languages. Do you know that? This is just like extra information that I'm giving you. So just letting you know, wait, my head is spinning. So guys, Dutch equals to the Netherlands. So the people of Netherlands are called Dutch because they speak the language Dutch. Deutsch is a different language. Deutsch is the German word for German. German, the language German is called Deutsch in German. So these are 2 different things, just letting you know. Yeah. Okay. So basically, we never, ever use the with a name, no matter what the name is. So I will never say the Nitesh. I would never say the India. I would never say the Amitabh Bachchan. We never say that for names. However, as a figure of speech, you can sometimes say the with names just to say that it's something very special. For example, like Nitesh said, this is the Taj Mahal. We say that as a figure of speech that this is the one and only Taj Mahal. That's what it means. Do you guys understand? So grammatically, we will never say the Taj Mahal, but if you want to signify that this is the one and only Taj Mahal, this is the one and only Amitabh Bachchan, then sometimes you say the Taj Mahal or the Amitabh Bachchan. Sujal, do you want me to explain that? But we can. Sujal, we can say that. Do you want me to explain that or are you telling me something? Okay. So Sujal has written that, can you explain the concept of not using because during the start of a sentence? I think we can. I'll give you an example, Sujal. So I can say, this is a brand new sentence that I'm starting. I can say, because I work in animal welfare, I'm a vegetarian. So I'm using because here instead of since. Since I'm in animal welfare, since I work in animal welfare, I am a vegetarian. So I can also say, I can use because instead of since here, and I can say because I work in animal welfare, I'm a vegetarian. So we can say that. Does that make sense, Sujal? Does that answer your question? Yes, Ayush. So we can use the for great things or unique things, or when we want to specify that, okay, this is one and only of something, then we can say this is the Shah Rukh Khan, like that. However, generally we can't say this is the Rajni Sarsan or this is the Nitesh Jaiswal. We can't do that. With names, we never use the moon is different because moon is also something generic. For example, there isn't only one moon in the universe, right? Every planet has moons, multiple moons also. So that is the moon. In a way, you're right, because that is also the specific moon for the Earth. So we can say that the game, the Taj Mahal. So Sriram, Nitesh also gave this example, the Taj Mahal. The reason why sometimes we say the Taj Mahal is because we are signifying that this is the one and only Taj Mahal, and this is the famous Taj Mahal, for example. However, generally speaking, we never use the with names. So we never say the New Delhi, the India, the Bhopal. We also don't say the Gen Pact. We can say the Red Fort. That is a good example, Chandrapule. Why do we say the Red Fort? The Ambanis. So again, Tanya, here we are signifying that it is something unique. They are the no, I'll tell you why. So we can say the Ambanis as a family, but we will not say the Dhirubhai Ambani or the what's his name, the current Mukesh, the Mukesh Ambani. We can't say the Ambanis as a family. We can say. So I will also say that my family is the Saracens, and you guys, for example, Prachi can say we are the Patils, but we can still not say the Prachi Patil. Okay, so for a family, we can say that. It's similar to saying the United Kingdom, because it's a collection of something. Yeah. The Red Fort is again like the Taj Mahal, I guess. So we can still say that. But generally speaking, guys, we don't use the with names. The policeman is okay, because then we are talking about something generic, but we can't say the Nitesh, the Rajni, the India, things like that. Coming back to the articles, yeah, we can say that Chhatrapati family, the Statue of Unity, the Milky Way, or the galaxy. Yes, we can say all of that because it's specific. Yeah. But we will still not say the ma'am. We can't. You can't say the ma'am. Okay, the ma'am is coming. No, we don't say that. We'll say ma'am is coming. No, the ma'am. Okay, guys. So one is that when we talk about something specific, then we use the. And when we talk about something generic, then we say, for example, if you're talking about the Ganges, yeah, because it's specific. But yeah, you are right that in some cases we use that. The teacher gave a student an assignment to complete in the library. So Nandini has given examples of the articles. Yeah. Okay, guys. So for example, we can say a crowd is gathering. A crowd is gathering. Here we are being generic and saying a random crowd is gathering. But then if we say the crowd is getting bigger, then we are talking about something specific. So if we've already talked about something and then we talk about it in specific, then we use the, okay. Yes, the Bhagavad Gita, also something specific. The other rule is this, you know, right? When to use and when to use an. When is followed by a consonant sound. Guys, do you know about consonants and vowels? Yeah. So A, E, I, O, U, these are vowels, and all the other letters apart from this, B, C, D, F, G till Z, these are consonants. So if a word starts with a consonant sound, like book or cat, then we use a. And if something is starting with a vowel sound, like eagle or elephant, then we use an. You know this, right? Similarly, he did talk about this earlier. When there's a consonant sound, like the crowd, then we say the crowd. However, if something is starting with a vowel sound, then we pronounce this as the eagle. The crowd, the eagle, like that. Yeah. Okay, guys. Would you give me 1 second? I'm feeling very, very sick today. Just give me one tiny second, okay? I'm just gonna turn off my. I think I'm coming down with fever also. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you, Nitesh. Okay, guys. Did you have any other questions? I actually want to cover a couple of things today. So I want to cover. You guys understood subject verb agreement in general, right? I wanted to cover a couple more points about subject verb agreement, which I will in a second. Did you have any questions? Just bear with me. I'm just looking at the rules. Just give me 1 second for subject verb agreement. Okay, I think we're okay with subject verb agreement. I have exception for what, Sakshi? Exception for which grammatical concept are you talking about? Subject verb agreement.
नो मैम अभी आपने बोला ना कि जैसे एन पर्टिकुलर वॉल्स के लिए और ए पर्टिकुलर कॉन्सोनेंट्स के लिए तो कोई
Yeah.
कंसेप्शन एक्सेप्शन तो होगा ना
हाँ, exception ये है. So I'll tell you the exception. It's not really an exception. It's about understanding the concept. So you know how I said that when something starts with a vowel, I kept saying when something starts with a vowel sound, it will start, it'll have the article and. So for example, you have to remember that I said it starts with a vowel sound, not a vowel. Here, this starts with a consonant, right? H is a consonant. H is a yeah, also ours. Very good, Palak. So H is a consonant. However, the sound that this word makes is honest. It doesn't say honest. Yes, exactly. Because H is silent. Not historic. No, a historian, Nandini. I'll tell you why. When we say historian, a historian, when we say historian, we are pronouncing the sound h, which is a consonant sound. However, when I say honest, I'm not saying honest, I'm saying honest, like the O sound. And because it is the O sound, we consider it as a vowel sound, and that's why we say an honest man, an hour, and Nandini has given the example of this word. Guys, do you know what this word means?
higher
Higher will be this. Yes,
so
Sujal.
not that higher means to like किसी भी एम्प्लॉय को हायर करना
Higher karna wo ye hai. That is this higher. Yes, Sujal, you're right. Not descent, but descendant. And this is pronounced as this, guys. This word is pronounced as air. And air means, guys, I'm gonna throw up. I'm feeling so sick that I think I'm gonna vomit. I'm so sorry about this. And heir means the descendant or successor, like, dude, what's your name? TG, what's your name? Tui Tui? Yes. A royal heir. So basically, a king will have their heirs, for example, their princess and princesses. Basically, an heir means the descendants or the children and people who will acquire their property, their kingdom, and things like that. A person who succeeds to a throne, a title, or a position of authority, Nandini is saying. So basically, you all are heirs of your parents, and you inherit, yes, their property, you inherit their property, you inherit their money. So you are their legal heirs. You must have heard that term, legal heir. And sometimes somebody who's very rich, you say they're the heir or heiress. Like Paris Hilton is an heiress because she has so many properties and she has so much money. So then they become an heir or heiress. So even that word, because it's not pronounced as higher or here or whatever, it's not pronounced with an H, it's pronounced as heir. That's why you say he is an heir to the kingdom or something like that. So that is the exception. Who had asked me that question? Was it Sakshi who asked me that question? That does it have an exception? So that's the exception, that even though it starts with a consonant, because it has a vowel sound, we consider it as a vowel sound and we use an with it. And similarly, for example, the word university or even the word universe starts with a vowel. However, when we pronounce it, we say like you, which is the y sound, and that's why we consider it as a consonant sound, and we use a university, not an university, and we say this is a universe and not an. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, guys. Then I will move on to the next concept. But good that you guys are asking me these questions so that I am able to explain a lot of different concepts to you. That's a good question. How will we know which sound is silent in the pronunciation of any word? You're welcome, Shivank. There is no way to know as such. It just comes with practice. But guys, I'll give you one good tip. In terms of pronunciation, first of all, yeah, in terms of pronunciation, Sujal, what's your question? In terms of pronunciation in general, if you want to check the pronunciation of any word, and then further, if you want to check the pronunciation of a word as the American versus the British pronunciation, what you can do is you have to do nothing. Just go on your phone and type the word. For example, let's take the word air, and I'm going into my phone and just typing in Google air and meaning. So air and meaning, I meant when we pronounce, we would be able to find if it's supposed to be or an. Yeah. So when you're pronouncing a word, if the starting of the word has a vowel sound like E, R, O, like that, like honest, then it'll have an. And if it has a consonant sound like y, b, k, v, then it'll have the article a, right? Use articles at all. If it's a running sentence, so Nandini's question is, are there any specific situations where we don't use articles at all when it's a running sentence? Then we don't use articles, but when you're starting a sentence, then we generally use articles. Nitesh is saying, can you explain prepositions? I can. I will after this. Okay, guys, I was just telling you about pronunciations. You guys are making the most of the last session, by the way. You will see me next week also, by the way. Don't worry. So what I did was, guys, I just typed air meaning in Google. So I just opened my Google and I typed air and meaning. All right, so it opened up all this. I will scroll down and it'll start showing me dictionaries then. My personal choice is Cambridge. All right, so when I click on Cambridge Dictionary, it tells me the meaning, and also, do you see that it shows UK and US? Yeah, so it's telling me the pronunciation, the British pronunciation and the American pronunciation. So if I click on The UK pronunciation, just because it doesn't pronounce the R, right? So it just says eh. And if I click on the US one, then it'll roll the R. Air, because it's rolling the R. And when I do the UK, it just says eh. Yeah. So for me, Cambridge is the best. I always refer to Cambridge. Guys, I'm so sorry I missed your chats. Hindi Varnamala, can you explain prepositions? I will. The height of a person. Sujal, sometimes you write something without context. The height of a person, what are you asking? Ma'am, what should I do with the government posts like IPS, etc.? Because those are also specific posts. Or MLA. The MLA. So you can say, for example, Sakshi, let's say there's an IPS officer whose name is Ranveer Singh. All right. So you can say the IPS officer's name is Ranveer Singh. So you can say the IPS officer, that you can say, but you can't say the Ranveer Singh. So you can say the MLA is coming and his name is Tejas. That was an example for someone's question who I don't even know. I still don't understand, Sujal. Can you unmute yourself, Sujal, and ask me the question? I don't understand what you mean.
The thing is, someone asked for an example where they can use or an, like they instead of using or an, I gave them a sentence where they can just use the height instead of using a height and height.
No, I think
that is
her
what I meant.
question was that are there examples where we don't use articles at all? So no a, no and, no the. So I was telling her that if you are using a running sentence, then you don't specifically have to use any article, but generally when you are starting a sentence, then you use the or an.
I understood, yes, ma'am.
Oh, your voice is breaking. Can you type that? Bobby, both can be used. So Bobby is asking, should it be the rich or a rich? So both can be used. When you're talking about somebody specific, for example, you're saying the rich man is coming. Then you're talking about a specific rich man. The rich man is coming. However, you can also say a rich man is here. So you can use both depending on the context. Yeah. So let's say I'm telling you that today there's a party and there is a very rich man who will come to the party. So I've already set the context. Then when the person comes, the rich one, then I'll tell you the rich man is here now. So then I'm talking about somebody specific because I've already set the context. And when I see, let's say somebody is driving a Rolls Royce, I will say a rich man is driving that car. Do you understand, Bobby?
Yes, ma'am.
Sujal, do you see the chat box? Look at what Krishti is saying. Sujal already said this yesterday. Guys, so there are different accents in British also. Unfortunately, I do like the basic British, so I still say bottle of water, but the one that you want is a bottle of water. I don't know how to say that. I don't do that British accent. Yeah. So Sujal already asked me that in the first session. Christy, is this your first session? Yeah, that's why he already asked that. So I do the basic British. I do the basic British accent where I say a bottle of water, not the other one. Anyway, what were we talking about? So guys, basically, this is a really good tip to have, and ad aa gaya. So even I use this very, very often, guys. Even as a trainer, even as a subject matter expert, I use the dictionary all the time. And sometimes, even I am not sure of pronunciation. So I go and I play that and I listen to the pronunciation like that. So that is something that you can always refer to. And you don't even have to download an app. You can just Google it, go to Cambridge and listen to the pronunciation. They will tell you the British and American one. Christy, you wanted to ask me something? Did you accidentally raise your hand, Christy? Okay. Guys, Nitesh wanted me to cover prepositions, which I was going to do anyway. Is that okay with everyone? Yeah? Should I cover prepositions? Okay. If anybody else has a question, you can ask me at any point, guys. You can either talk about it or you can write it in the chat box. In the meantime, I will quickly cover prepositions. Now, prepositions generally signify the position of something, whether something is on something, under something, inside something, outside something, next to something. So it generally talks about the position or placement of something. And a lot of people mix up the prepositions because they are not sure. For example, the most common mistake that people make is using example of on something. For example, my laptop is on the table, Ruhi. So my laptop is on the table. The child is sitting on the chair. But sometimes you also say I'm sitting in bed. So it changes according to the context. Guys, the problem with English is that everything depends on the context. So Nandini is giving the definition. Nandini is a dictionary. She's saying location, direction, time, manner, and other relationships. A relationship between noun and pronoun decides the preposition. A child sitting on top of her mother. Sujal is giving, guys, look at the chat box. I hope you keep looking at the chat box. So Sujal is giving the example. Arey, Rui, that is so mean. Tejas, stop it. What are you doing? So let's look at Sujal's example, guys. Guys, you guys are so funny. Look at the chat box, like the kind of things that you, yeah, I know, Nandini. Oh, guys, by the way, whenever you use, look at Nandini's example. Oh, Nandini, can you stop doing direct message and just do it for everyone? So Nandini said, I am good at English. Guys, remember this. Whenever you say good, somebody is good at something, it's always good at something, never good in something. You know how sometimes people say that he's good in maths or he's good in this, good in that. It's never good in, it's always good at something. You are always good at something. Tejas, I'm going to kick you out of this session. Turn on your camera. Yeah, behave yourself, okay? Stop it. Okay, guys. If you scroll up and look at Sujal's example. So Sujal has written a child sitting on top of a mother. So you can say something like a child sitting on her mother's lap. You can say that. But if you say the child is sitting in her lap, that is also correct. So sometimes there are exceptions also. But I'll tell you something, guys, where people make mistake the most, like the most common mistake is saying, for example, that the possession is on the person. Where did you get that from, Tejas? The possession is on the person. Ruhi, who is Ruhi? I want to look at Ruhi. Ruhi, turn on your camera. Yeah, Sujal. Both are correct. Wait, I want to look at Ruhi because Ruhi is giving very what's that called? Expert commentary. Expert commentary. Let's look at Ruhi. Ruhi, turn on your camera. Let's look at you. Ruhi was right that everyone is Googling. Tejas, you are on mute.
I want to say something, ma'am. The possession word you use very much, and I also watch horror kind of movies, so that's why I made a sentence.
Okay.
You use possession very much.
No. But you will not use it like that because possession is not an object to be on a person. It is you get possessed. So it's more like a verb that you get possessed. Yeah. So it's not an object on somebody. Ruhi, you being very rude. Can you stop doing that?
मैम ये
Why
क्या
you
पूछ रही है मैम ये?
I have no idea. Ruhi, why are you commenting on everyone? Let's focus. Ruhi. Okay, guys, just letting everyone know that while I want this session to be fun and interactive and interesting for everyone, these sessions get recorded and your university watches the recordings. All right. So, Ruhi, this is all getting recorded. Sakshi, unfortunately, you are writing it to me, not for everyone. So you can direct your messages to everyone. Ruhi, can you please behave, Ruhi? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Ruhi. I'm gonna have to report this to the college, by the way. Anyway, guys, so in terms of the position, I was telling you that the most common mistake that people make is the usage of at versus in. For example, let's say you are going to a hospital to visit somebody. Let's say your friend is admitted and you are going to the hospital. In that case, you will not say, if I ask you, for example, I'm asking Namrata, hey, Namrata, where are you? You will not say, I am in the hospital. You will say, I am at the hospital. You will not say I am in the hospital. You'll say I am at the hospital, because if you are in the hospital, it means you are admitted. Bear with me, guys. I'm just removing Ruhi. Sorry, just bear with me. Okay, that's better. All right, guys. Guys, sorry about that. I've removed Ruhi. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, guys. So when we talk about, did you understand that example that when you are visiting somebody at the hospital, you will say, I am at the hospital to visit my friend, because when you say I'm in the hospital, it generally means that you're admitted in the hospital and getting treatment. So you have to decide. That's why I keep saying that English is about context. How doesn't yeah. So yes, Sujal. Ruhi has been removed, guys. Ignore Ruhi. Ayush, we're done with that. So yes, when you say in something, it means you're inside a building or inside some sort of premises. So inside that, or you could also say inside a box. So when it is inside it, but in terms of hospital and school and college, these kind of things, it's related to admission also. So when you say I'm in the hospital, I'm in school, or I'm in college, it means that you are studying there or you are admitted in the hospital. When you go to see somebody, then you say I'm at the hospital or I'm at the college to meet my friend. So generally, whenever you go somewhere, you say I am for example, let's say we have to catch a flight together, and I ask you, Sriram, I ask you, Sriram, where are you? You will say, I am at the airport, which means you've just reached the airport. Sriram, is everything okay? He doesn't even know that I'm talking to him. Sriram, are you okay? Jeez, you guys. Okay. So if I ask you, where are you? You can say, I am at the airport, which means that you've reached the airport. And then if I have to specify, then I'll ask you, for example, yeah, for example, I'll ask you, well, where are you? Where exactly are you at the airport? You'll say, I'm inside. Yeah. So again, then you'll say, I'm at the check-in desk. So you always, whenever you talk about reaching some place, you use at and not in. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes, no?
Ma'am, here can't we say directly that I am in the airport?
Can you repeat the question, Arushi?
Ma'am, like you told na, we will tell it I am at the airport, and when the other person will say like exactly where, then we will say use in.
Yes,
So
then you can
can't
say,
we?
I'm
So
inside
can't
now.
we use like directly that I am in the airport?
Yes, you can say that, but when you are specifying, so for example, when you have just reached the airport, you've reached the location, then you say, I'm at the airport, and then I'll say, but where exactly at the airport are you? Then you can say, I'm inside the airport at the check-in counter. Even when you reach the check-in counter, then again you'll say, I'm at the check-in counter inside the airport. I'm in the airport, but at the check-in counter. I am in my room, I'm at the office, I'm inside that. That's exactly the point, Tejas, that it keeps changing depending on the context. For example, guys, Tanya is starting to get confused. Tanya Kumari, are you okay? Is it confusing?
Yes, ma'am. A bit.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Let's say you have a car. Do you say I am at the car or inside? Okay. That is a very good example. So let's say um let's say your friend is looking for you, okay, and you've parked your car. So if you go near your car and you say I'm at the car, it's grammatically correct to say I'm at the car because you've reached near your car. However, if you open the car and sit inside, then you'll say I'm in the car. So prepositions are all about the placement and the context. Okay. One is also, I'll give you another example. You can say, if I ask Rohan, Rohan, where are you? You'll say, I'm at home. You must have heard that, right? I'm at home. But where? Inside my room, or I'm in my room. So when you're being specific and you're inside something, then you say in. Generally, about when you talk about location, you say, I'm at home, I'm at the office, I'm at the railway station. Okay, now Vaishnavi is asking about, yeah, at the bus stop. Yes, look at the last example, that when you reach a bus stop, you generally say, I'm at the bus stop. But when you climb inside the bus, you say, I'm on the bus. It's just funny like that. Harshika, don't let this stress you. Wait, don't let this stress you. I will explain it. 1 second. I'll just answer Vaishnavi's question because she's asked me a specific question, guys. She's saying, the meaning of under and beneath are same, or can we use it according to sentence? The problem with English is that it's always according to the sentence. So it keeps changing according to the context, but I'll tell you generally what it means. Yeah, I know, Christy. So under is generally used when something is like this and it is under, and generally under is used when there is space in between, and beneath is immediately just under. So so for example, how can I show you? For example, if I put this and the bottle here, this is beneath the board, which means immediately. And if I put my hand here, then I will say my hand is under the board. So when there is a little bit of gap, we say under, but immediately under, then we say beneath. So it is according to the sentence also. Yes, that is true, Sujal. Hi, Ajay. Besides and across. Oh geez. Besides is right next to something. So besides is right beside, guys, also beside and besides. Wait, you guys are asking way too many, and Pragyan is like, this is so boring grammar. Guys, there's a difference between beside and besides. Beside means next to something. The pen is beside the board, that is beside. And besides is used as a figure of speech. Besides, you know, apart from that. Harshika, are you okay? Have I traumatized you with my grammar? But you guys keep asking me questions, so what can I do? So somebody asked about beside. Nitesh asked about besides. So beside is used differently and besides is used differently. Beside is for location, when something is next to something. My brother is sitting beside me, next to me. That is beside. And besides is used in a sentence like, besides, it doesn't really matter. You know, something like that. Apart from something. Yeah? Like that. Across is opposite, across the road, opposite the road. You have your phone right beside you. You have the door across the room, opposite the room. Besides this topic, I would like to know, apart from this topic, yeah, across the river is opposite, or once you cross something. Across is when you cross something and go to the other side, basically. Right. Okay, guys, a lot of questions, okay. I'll tell you something, guys. What we'll do is, I will, after this session, in 10 minutes, after this session, I will email an exercise, a grammar exercise to Pooja, and she will share that grammar exercise with you guys. All right. So what I want you to do is, we have the weekend coming up. Anytime during the weekend, just take that exercise. And on Monday, when we start the pronunciation classes, before I start those classes, I will take you through the exercise. I will discuss the answers. So first you fill the exercise yourself, and then I'll discuss the answers so you can correct yourself. And then I will explain. If somebody has the answer wrong, I will explain why, right? So we'll do that. Let me just quickly show you the preposition slide, guys. It'll give you some clarity. I'm starting to fall really, really sick. All right, guys. Let's look at prepositions. Wait. So I'm gonna skip like all the definitions and let's look at how they're used. Generally, prepositions are used in terms of direction. So look to your left or look to your right. It's used for time, that we've been working since morning. Bear with me, guys. It's used for time. We started since morning, or it happened on Sunday. The weekend is falling towards the end of the month, so we can use it for time. We can use it for location. We saw a movie at the theater, or I am inside the hospital, or I'm inside the airport right now. And for space, the dog hid under the table. So whoever asked me about the difference between under and beneath, under is when there is space under something, and beneath is right next to something, like right under it. Oh gosh, guys, I'm gonna throw up. It'll end by 9:30. Yes. Yes, 8:30 to 9:30, guys. And in the last 5 minutes, I also want to quickly talk about feedback, because Tejas has been asking me about that. Okay, let's look at how. Okay, guys, this will give you some clarity. So let's look at the first one. In or inside is when something is completely inside something. Out, you know, inside, outside, up, down, wait. On is on the surface. Off is when something in this context, it's when it's falling off something, around, into, under, below, beneath. Okay. Now, under, below, beneath depends on the usage also. But generally, under is, for example, under a bridge. When there is space under a bridge and somebody is living there, there is space. And beneath is right under. For example, you can say this book is beneath the other book, right under. Yeah. Beside is when something is next to something. Across is when you cross and go to the other side. Near, between, through, above. Okay. Okay, let's look at some examples. Yes, Christy. Yes. So under is when there is space under something, and beneath is exactly or immediately under something. Yeah. Let's look at some examples, guys. I should rewrite the introduction of my essay. Sam left his jacket in the car or inside the car. Did you send that letter to your mother? We're cooking for 10 guests. Dan ate lunch with his boss. This is easy. Let me see something that is more specific. Bear with me. Okay. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if these are all exercises. You know what, I'm gonna skip this because I'm sending you the exercise, the grammar exercise that you guys can take yourself, and we will discuss the answers on Monday when we start the session. Okay. I wanted to cover one more topic real quick. Tejas, is it okay if I discuss feedback on Monday? How to take feedback? Is this camera frozen? Is Tejas with us? I think we'll do it on Monday. Guys, I want to discuss. Tejas, I'm sorry. Is it okay if I discuss the feedback topic on Monday?
Ma'am, I'm not talking about giving us feedback. I'm talking about how to perceive, how to get the feedback in a way
Receiving
that you
feedback.
can, yeah, receiving feedback, not my or anyone else's feedback, please.
Yeah, I know. I'll talk about receiving feedback on Monday because I
Okay,
want to
cool.
cover one last grammatical concept. All right,
Yes,
guys?
yes.
I'm in the Zoom class. Yes, Bobby, that is correct. Guys, I want to discuss one last topic, the concept of countable and uncountable nouns. Because this is also something that people make mistakes on. Countable nouns are nouns that you can count, obviously, which means that you can assign a number to it. For example, I can say 1 pen, 2 pens, 1 car, 1 house, 1 chair, 1 book, 5 books, things like that. And even people, 5 people, 6 children, like that. So countable nouns are nouns that you can assign numbers to. Countable nouns are nouns that you can use plural form for. So I can say 1 person, 5 people, or 5 persons. I can say 1 child, 5 children. I can say 1 bottle, 10 bottles. So I can also use plural form and I can use number with it. Yeah. Uncountable nouns are nouns for which you cannot use numbers. For example, I can't say, give me 1 water. Yes, Sujal. Yeah, so water. Stars you can still say, because if you look at stars in isolation, like if you're standing somewhere and you see 1 star and 2 stars, you can still count them. But this is subjective, because just like sand, for example, hair. Yeah, so hair also generally, if you pull out your hair, you can count 1. But then that is a good example, because then it's a strand of hair, not hair. So you say strand of hair. Yeah. Okay. And yes, so Nandini is giving us examples that for book, chair, and things, we can use countable nouns. For water, air, music, these are uncountable nouns because you're not able to count them physically. Yeah, so when you look at water, you cannot assign number to it. So when I say water, I can't say a water or 5 water. yeah, or waters. So I can't assign a number to it, and I can't use plural form with it. So for uncountable noun, I will have to use some unit of measure. For example, if I want to say water, then I will say 1 glass of water, or I will say 1 liter of water. But alone, I can't say 1 water or 5 waters. Does that make sense? Yeah. So with Prachi, do you understand? Prachi Patil, did you understand? Because you just did this. So I don't know if you are doing this or if you're saying no.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Is there more than one Prachi? Okay. So basically with uncountable nouns, guys, we have to use a unit of measure. So for example, I'll tell you some common uncountable nouns that we use, yes, incorrectly. For example, do you know how when we go to a cafe, we say we'll have 2 coffees? Yeah. So that is grammatically incorrect because you're supposed to say 2 cups of coffee. So 2 cups of coffee, not 2 coffees. And even with very common nouns like bread, you know how your mom can say, how much will you eat? And you say, give me 2 breads. It's not actually 2 breads, it's 2 slices of bread, or 2 pieces of bread, or 2 loaves of bread. There's a loaf of bread that you slice, and then it becomes slices of bread. Yeah. 1 glass of water, 1 bottle of oil, 1 bag of sugar. Yeah. 1 spoon of salt. So you always a piece of cake. But also, Sujal, you can count a cake, a whole cake. You can also count a cake. So I have 1 cake and I have 5 cakes. That also you can count. So that is still countable. But anything that you cannot physically count, like somebody said, air, water, oil, knowledge, good, music, that you can't count. So but for music, you can't use measure also. You can say a cassette or a CD. So do you guys generally understand other and another? Dang. He is the other brother. I have another brother. I can only give you examples. He is the other brother, and I have another brother. So I can just give you examples. I don't know how to explain that. Further, you want me to explain further?
Ma'am, rather than brother, you can give another example so it
Oh.
will be easy to understand. Brother,
Okay.
other, another.
What are some of your other hobbies? So they can be used alternatively. So for example, I can ask you, okay, Tejas, you like playing cricket. Do you have any other hobbies? You can say, yes, another one of my hobbies is singing. So it's about usage. Yeah. Okay, guys. We have come to the end of the session. We have come to the end of the hour, and I'm kind of like feeling very dizzy now. I feel like I'm going to pass out. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? Anything related to grammar, pronunciation, anything? No? Okay, so is it a glass of wine or a sip of wine? Both are correct, Bobby. So if you're having an entire glass of wine, you are having a glass of wine. If you're just taking one sip, then it's a sip of wine. You like baseball, but you also like basketball. So you can say, I also like another sport. Yes, Sujal, that is correct. Guys, I'm going to send the grammar exercise to Pooja, and I'll ask her to send it to everyone. Please take that exercise. It'll clarify a lot of your doubts. If you don't understand something, leave it blank. I will discuss it on Monday. So we'll start with that, and then I'll cover pronunciation and accent. Guys, I'm very, very sorry that I was not my best today. I'm feeling very, very unwell. I think I'm coming down with fever. So please excuse me for that. I will try and make up for it on Monday. Okay. I'm really sorry about today.
It's okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, guys.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Bobby. Okay, let me share. You loved Nandini's like, I loved your session today also. Thank you, Nandini. You are way too kind. Let me just share the feedback link. Guys, first I'm sharing the recording link. They just wait. Thank you, Ajay. Guys, I'm sharing the recording link for those of you who did not attend the previous sessions. If you want to go back and watch the previous sessions, the last 4 days, you can click on that link and watch the sessions. And now I'm sharing the feedback link with you. This is the feedback link if you want to share. I don't know if you mean killing in a good way or a bad way, Sakshi. Guys, this is the feedback link. Oh, sorry, I shared it with Sakshi. Bear with me. Oh, in a good way. Thank you, Sakshi. Guys, this is the... Because Sakshi keeps messaging, it keeps going to Sakshi. Just bear with me 1 second. Sorry, guys. This is the feedback link for everyone, guys. You can share your feedback on this link. And if you want to watch the previous sessions, the link is above this. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry for today, and I will see you on Monday, and we will discuss the grammar exercise, and then I will start the accent and pronunciation session. Have a great weekend. Of course, you, Tejas. Who else? Who else? Yeah, Nandini also, by the way. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nandini. Okay, guys, bye. Good night, and have a great weekend. I am ending the session. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you. It's called Monday, bro. Bye, guys. Have a great
Thank you,
weekend.
ma'am.
You're welcome, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
ma'am.
You're welcome.
Bye, ma'am.